Hey, Bethany family, it's Kevin here, and I am here with brother Robin Williams Sr.,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And you may be asking, why are we up here, right? Why we're having this conversation, right?
That's true.
We have been learning throughout this month that this month is National Minority Donor Awareness Month, right? And first, I want to say thank you because you have a personal testimony connected to this month, right?
Yes.
Which
Yes.
we're going to dive deep into. But I'm just excited to have you here.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. I guess to share my testimony. So if I can help somebody, that's the main thing.
Absolutely. Okay, so first thing, when you found out that you needed a kidney transplant, what were your first thoughts?
I was I was scared because I was going through my mother had gone through it.
Yeah.
And from there, she had a quadruple bypass. And, it was scary because she had a leg amputee off from that. So, nervous, because that's close to death if you don't
Yeah.
get it,
Absolutely.
dialysis. So that was very, I didn't really, not that I wanted to not live, but, I was very, I had to get adjusted because the problems I was having because I actually, when they told me I'm going to need dialysis,
Yeah.
I told them, I said, well, give me a couple of weeks to think about it and see it up.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
was in denial.
Yeah.
And from that, because of me waiting to, then the process of me have to go into emergency, they put a shunt in my neck, start the process, and then from there, I had another part they had to put into my chest, and then from there I went to dialysis. So,
Yeah.
and then put then they did the graft in my arm and stuff.
Absolutely. So to me, it sounds like you had to first get your mental
Exactly.
together first
Yes.
because not only are you battling something that's, your body, but
Yes.
you got to also mentally prepare yourself for that, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
what those that may not know is that you had to do it twice, right?
Yes. I had
Right? Can you share that?
Sure, no problem. Yeah, my first one was in 2019. I was on dialysis for about 6 years. And the first one, they had to abort because to preserve my leg, they had to abort the kidney because of it wasn't getting enough oxygen from the veins when they put it together. I guess that's the way to say it.
Yeah.
And so when they looked at it and did an ultrasound or whatever, they saw that it wasn't getting no oxygen. So I had two surgeries less than 24 hours. So when they told me about that, I would have to go back down. I was still in anesthesia was still all in me. So
Yeah.
it was crazy, but yeah, that was wild.
Yeah. So my next question was going to ask you, how was that dialysis process for you, right?
Yeah.
How did you prepare yourself for that? But not only that, while you were going through the process, did you see any changes and everything? Because, when people go through dialysis, they see changes, they may see physical changes, and it may get them in a oh my gosh, this is happening.
Right.
Is it happening for the good or is it happening for the bad, right?
Right.
So how was that process for you?
Yeah.
Going through it?
The change, thank God that I really didn't have that look like I was on dialysis. Some people, a skin change and whatever.
Yeah.
But the process of the facility that I was at, we actually hooked our own self up. I didn't stick myself, but we fixed the machine and everything, put it together for us to have dialysis. It was very, I would say, I was sad, but knowing that this machine that I'm putting together is going to make me live. You know what I'm saying? And then too, it makes you weak at times. You can't drink a lot of water because what they're trying to pull off is water.
Yes.
So, and then there are times when they pull too much off, and then you cramp up and everything, and it's very, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
And then when you're traveling, you have to go. They have facilities everywhere you go. For
Right.
instance, if you go to Disney World, Orlando, when I went, I had to go to set up dialysis. They set it up for you. So when I still went on my trip, I still had to have that same
Yeah.
time for my dialysis and stuff.
Yeah.
When I was traveling overseas as a musician, I I couldn't do it, so I had to stop, playing and whatever. So most of
Yeah.
my stuff was in America and everything. So
Right.
yeah,
So we learned that this month that every 8 minutes someone is added to that transplant list, right? And when you really think about it, we say it, but you really don't realize that
right,
every 8 minutes someone is added to that.
yeah,
Someone that we may not know needed, or someone that's in our family that may not disclose that information with us, right?
exactly,
So I want
exactly.
to ask you, what was your thought process when you did have to, go on the list? Was there ever a feeling where you were just like, I'm on this list and I don't know what's going to come about?
Well, I found out once you get on dialysis, you automatically go on the list.
Okay.
So my process was at 6 years
Yes.
of being. So every time you will move up, um, the plus and the minus from it with the facility I was at, there were some people that was been on dialysis for a long time.
Wow.
Some 14, 20 years. They still was on it. And like I said, and then the plus was that I seen people get get kidneys. So and I seen how things work. Then I seen people that had gotten kidneys had to come back to the facility
Yeah.
because sometimes the kidneys do not work right away, and you have to go back on dialysis and whatever. So yeah, so I was on the list I was on the list for 6 years, and then they gave me that call, the
Amen.
first one.
And we're grateful that you got that call.
Yeah, I
Because you're
actually
able to share your testimony now,
right.
right?
Yeah, that first one was it was I got actually I when I got that first call I was it was you felt a relief,
Yeah.
even though you didn't know the process, how they're going to do it.
Right.
But yeah, it was.
So after your second kidney transplant, right? How has your life changed since then?
Wow. First, when I got my second one, that was a year and 3 months before I got the second, because after the first one, they wanted me to get my strength back up.
Yes.
So I actually, when they finally called me, because I got the kidney in September 2020, the second one. So the process was I actually turned down 2 kidneys.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because some of the odds. What happens when you go on the list and when you're like high up, like number 5 and up, they have to call you to ask you, do you want, here's the situation about the kidney. I didn't like the odds on the kidney and
Yeah.
everything, so I turned down 2, and then finally they gave me another call that September. They said, well, we think we have one for you,
Wow.
and then everything went smooth
Yeah.
and everything, and so now here I am.
Here you are sharing your testimony,
Yes,
which is
yes.
so incredible, right? So what I love about church, I say it all the time, is that we come here, to get a word and to worship God, but also that fellowship is very important, right?
Exactly, exactly.
So you don't know that you may be blessing I'm not going to say you are blessing someone's life right now. They may not be in the sanctuary, may be a family member, right?
Right.
But it also can be a scary thing, as we already discussed.
Yeah.
So if you could share with someone that's watching, someone that's tuning in, someone that's going to watch later, what are some encouraging words that you have for them that, have to go through the process, that are on the list, or, they just don't know what to do in this
Yeah.
moment, what to feel?
Yeah, well, the problem, I guess you probably feel disgusted. You feel like you can't make it. I've known some people that don't even want to do it,
Yeah.
go through the process. But I think you should go through it to have another chance in life, because that's what happened to me. I never gave up. I stayed strong to my faith, and I had a good support system with my family. So that was the main thing. It can get you can get tired. Sometimes you can't move or after you finish, you know. But hang in there because, like I said, 6 years was a long time, but knowing that other people were getting kidneys and were able to, I was able to see that and knowing that eventually I was going to get mine, and sure enough, I did. So you have to stay strong, And I'm not going to say that I didn't have good days or bad days, but you hang in there, and it'll come out great.
Amen,
Yeah.
amen, amen. And I just have to echo again. We thank you so much.
No problem.
It takes a lot to just share your own personal testimonies,
Yeah.
and just just sharing it with someone that can bless someone right now.
Sure.
So for those that want to get more information about it, they can always visit the Innovations Ministries, correct?
Yes.
So Bethany family, it's our prayer that you felt encouraged from this interview right now, from this discussion. And don't be afraid to visit a rep at Innovations Ministries, because all it takes is just a small conversation.
Just a conversation, yeah.
Right?
That's right.
And if you also want to help us transform someone's life by putting action to it, right?
Right.
Also, you can find out about being an organ donator.
And I am one.
All right.
Yeah, even now, I believe, you can save somebody's life.
Amen.
And everything. So, and I didn't know who the person was, tragic, whatever.
Yes.
But I am now 4 years out.
Amen.
I may talk a little loud because they think that's.
I'm
not talking loud now.
Ain't nothing wrong with talking loud. Ain't nothing wrong with it, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Other than that, so, but I'm 4 years out and feeling strong, and
Amen.
that's it.
Amen. So again, Bethany family, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this topic, or even what about this month brings or what it is for someone, please make sure that you visit someone at the Innovations Ministry, and a rep will definitely give you all the answers to your questions, and also have that nice conversation with you. But until next time, again, Brother Robin, we appreciate you, we thank you, and we hope that you felt blessed by this testimony today.